Hello folks, I'm back again. Thanks again everyone for tuning in for this week's video. This week I'm doing a car all the way from Australia, and it's a James Bond Toyota 2000 GT, and Robert Stevenson sent me this one quite a while back now. Just got round to doing it, and well, I'm happy how it came out actually. Anyway, first of all, my missus is on the mend. The nurse came yesterday and she took the old dressing off, like, because it was, well, yesterday was the deadline really, because the surgeon said the 18th it's got to come off, like, another one put on. So they come out and done it anyway. They turned up, and I tell you what, looking at it when it was on there, it was all mucky looking, like bit of blood and horrible, like, you know. But when she peeled it off, it was totally clean underneath, no infection, nothing. I thought it would be a bit mucky looking, but it was totally. And the stitching, well, I asked the missus if she could stitch the lining up in my cardigan earlier on in the day, and I said, of course, I wish I had that surgeon to do it now, because it's a hell of a job. The stitching is so neat and, you know, tidy. I reckon there'd just be a very little tiny scar there, like, you know, when it's sort of healed over. Obviously it'd be like, it's about 4 inches long, but I mean, I don't think it's going to show very much. But it's a hell of a job. I don't know how they do it, how they manage to get it so neat. But yeah, she is gradually walking a bit better now, so I'm happy with that. You know, things is progressing, so she's through the worst of it. So, you know, pretty soon, hopefully, maybe 3 months, she'll be up on her feet walking properly again. She's walking with the frame at the moment, you know, but she's gradually getting a bit quicker walking along, and I tells her to slow down a bit, you know. I think she wants to hurry up and get out and do the garden. But anyway, nice comments received again. John Davey, Barry Bakewell, Constantino Rizzi, Jeff Mower, and everyone else, Dinky Tony's Restorations, Brian Stovers, Matt Pedbo, and Ralph Coolin. There's loads more, but I can't, like I say, I can't read them all out because otherwise we won't get to the video. Anyway, there's a few comments here. Michael Smith's asking, or he says, another fantastic restore. Love the format of your videos. Don't change a thing. I ain't going to, Michael. I'm going to keep me yap at the beginning. I know you lot likes to have a bit of a, you know, bit of a yap, or see a bit of a yap. See me talk a load of crap as well, which I'm doing now. Walter Roscoe, very sweet restoration on this model, Bob. Good to hear the restoration on your missus went just as well. Thanks, Walter. Philip Orr, Bob, can you let me know the link to the nail punches used to form the you know, when I do the axles? You can't see the ones that I got with the concave tips. There's loads of them on eBay, mate. I'll send you a link anyway. But honestly, anybody sees anything in these videos here, it's only what I've looked for myself on things like Google and, you know, eBay. Just type it in and look, you know. I mean, there's time you're asking me, you would have found it, you know what I mean. Anyway, RC53, blimey, I thought, oh, he said, blimey, he thought he was at the dentist for a minute, then I remembered they're not open. Not like your good self. Great job as always. Just can you turn the sound off when I gets me Dremel out? Regards, Mike. Well, I'm not going to get into all that. I'm not going to go stopping and putting the sound down just for that. Just turn your bloody thing down, you know. You lot wants me to do all sorts here. I don't know. Christian Harris, another great video, mate. Done this one myself, but much prefer the paint choice that I've done. That's that Suburban. I'm surprised everybody liked this Suburban Sport thing. What was it? Sport Suburban, Plymouth Sport Suburban. That's right. Yeah, I'm surprised everybody liked that video so much. I thought it was a pretty down to earth, pretty quick one really. But yeah, well, I'm glad you all liked it anyway. Mouth breather, reaching out on behalf of me dad. You've kept him going through it, quarantine, and we both love your videos. Thanks for all the great content. Cheers. Well, that's alright, mate. No worries. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad it's kept you occupied, like, you know. John O'Neill. Oh, he's talking about the old Batmobile pinstriping video I'd done. Thank you on this one, chap. Yeah, I had quite a few people ask me to show how to do that. I mean that's not the way you got to do it, but that's the way I do it. So take a look at that. You know, anybody who's not seen it, have a look. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to do, but there you go. If you want the finish to come out, then you've got to do it. Glyn Stimpson. Hello Bob, great news about your missus on the mend now. Thanks for the great video. I have one of those to do, and it's always great when a restorer restores a model the viewer has. Hope mine turns out as good as yours. Look after yourself. Well, yeah, you have to send me a picture on the email and let me see how it comes out, mate. Dean Briggs on the Simon Snorkel. Hi Bob, smashing job. Looks a wee bit complicated, but nevertheless you made a superb job. I must say that the fire crew remind me of the Trumpton Fire Brigade. Well done Bob, hope the missus is okay. Keep safe, all the best. Yeah, that's what that thing I thought when I pulled the actual fireman out of it. When I saw them all sat together like that, that's what I actually thought of as Trumpton. I used to watch that when I was a kid as well. I used to like watching that. I'd still watch it now, I reckon, just for a laugh. Francis, we're all children at heart, aren't we, really? Francis Palmer, glad to hear your missus is better, Bob. Great workmanship as usual. How's it going with the Dremel? Very well. There he is, he's still there, look. I've got none up. And what I found with these Dremels, these batteries go pretty quick. I have got 2 batteries for this one, and what I do is I take them out when you're not using it, pop them out, because they seem, I don't know what it is, they seem to still run down if you're not using the bloody things. But this one's lasted a hell of a lot longer since I've been taking it out, so that's what I do now. I don't with me drill. These is a bloody good drill here, look, the old lovely drill. That one was 35 quid. It's a Draper, and I'll tell you what, there's some torque on that one. It was on half price offer on eBay, so I was fed up with all these stupid little cheapy things. I've still got the old one here, this stupid thing here, Extreme, made of plastic cogs inside. I don't know why I haven't chucked it out. I probably will at some point, but I just don't like chucking things out. I'm a bit of a hoarder on the quiet. I like hoarding things. Anyway, just to say thanks again to everyone for sticking through me, watching the videos and that, and subscribing to the channel. I still notice there's a lot of people who watch who's not subscribed, so come on, hit the button, get subscribed. I mean, you obviously must like the content, so you might as well subscribe, don't you? You might as well hit the button, and then that helps me as well. It makes it look better for me if I've got more subscribers. So, you know, do it now, as Arnold would say. Anyway, that's enough for now. That's enough yap. I'm gonna toodle off now, and I shall see you all again next week. So until then, enjoy the video, and I'll see you then. Bye bye for now. Okay folks, here we go. This is the James Bond Toyota 2000 GT from the film You Only Live Twice, is it? I think it is. And this one's supposed to have 4 rockets in the back. Needs a good clean up. The boot wasn't working when I first had it. It's kindly been sent in by Mr. Robert Stevenson from Australia, the guy who sent the Black Beauty Green Hornet car in. So thanks to you, Robert. This has made this video possible. Anyway, not much more to say. It just needs a general tidy up. There's a few issues with the spring or the suspension inside, which I have a go at. So without further ado, let's get on and tidy this little car up and make it look new again. Right then folks, as you see, we've got the old James Bond 336 Toyota. So I haven't done one of these yet on video. I have done one in the past, done quite a few of them actually, and they are a pain in the ass to drill out these rivets because they're so thin, the rivet posts. I've already pre-drilled this one. I've done it took me time on it, and I managed to tap the back ones, because the back ones, as you'll see when I've opened it up, if I take these little screws out here, you will notice that they are very fine posts on them. I thought I'll tap them for now. I mean, I might leave them like it and just cover these screws over and make them look like rivets. Might be the easiest option actually, and put rivets in the front, because I do look like, you know, I do like to have these looking original. But I have had this apart, this one, because there was a problem with the suspension. The suspension wasn't quite right on the front, and it wasn't clipping together properly for some reason, and this here was all crooked. But I did manage, because I thought a piece of the lever was missing, but I didn't. If you look closely, it works. I've got it working, and I'll show you how I did that. Right, if we take it apart, the actual suspension, all this comes out quite easily there, like the glass. And what I've done is, if you look at this, you can prise this apart quite easily. I mean, you might have to shear a bit of the rivet off to do it, but obviously somebody has tried to get this apart before. If I take it off, because the suspension looks pretty good apart from that. This is the main part you're going to worry about. If this is alright, then you're okay, because that's what springs the little lever back when you're opening the boot. But if you look at this, what I've done, if I can get the bloody thing off, come on, you've been off enough times. There he is. And what I've done that already, I've got some piano wire. It's pretty strong there now. Heated this up and pushed it into the actual, where the old suspension pieces was, pushed it inside the plastic, and then I put some super glue and the bicarbonate soda over it, just to toughen it up a little bit more, because you're not going to see that. And that acts, because there should be two pieces like that down there, and that acts as the suspension, and that holds this wheel down. But yeah, that piece is finished now, so I don't have to worry about that. Sorry about that, folks, I didn't show you how to do that, but it's pretty straightforward. If you look straight on like that, you just heat the piano wire up. You get it from most model shops. It's about 40p for a meter, and you get different sort of, you know, diameters of it. And I just heated it up and pushed it through nice and steady. Blew on it to cool it down quick, because I wanted it to set in the plastic as well, and then just topped it up with a bit of glue around it just to strengthen it a bit more. And it's done the trick anyway. It has worked. The other thing was in the actual, all that comes out, that just tips out like that. There's nothing special about it. There's the lever that, and the only other thing was this boot wasn't opening properly. And what it is the spring there, and to get it right, I actually put some glue on there, but that'll probably come off when I strip this. But this was all moving about, the spring. Usually you've got a spring, if you see there's a little hole there, or like a little pin on there. Well, usually that spring is on there, on the older models, and that there sort of, you know, when you shut the thing, that pops it up like that, because it goes on that piece there. So they haven't changed the design of this. All they've done is move the spring to the side. But there is, on the older models, you have got the spring on the base plate. So I mean, it doesn't matter where it is, as long as it springs that boot open. It seems to work from there anyway. So I mean, before I actually, once I've stripped this, I will put some more bicarbonate. I will put bicarbonate soda on that with super glue to make sure that is rigid, because I don't want this moving again once I've painted it all. That there, I'll probably try and peel that one off and use that one again, because it's only a little sticker. If I'm careful enough, I can get away with taking that off with a very fine blade. Actually, I could do that now, because I do want to, if I put my glasses on, folks, to bear with me while I put my glasses on, because I can't see shit. Right, Oh, the little bumper, you can come out. Now what all you do is just get your blade and you just work it in there and try not to damage it. I mean, once you've got it off, you can actually get a bit of double-sided tape and plonk it straight on. Oops, carefully does it. Plonk it straight on there, you know. But this is a fiddly job, this can be, because these stickers is really old and you don't want to break them. But you can use them again if you're very careful. Just do it a bit at a time. And it ain't going to matter if you take a bit of the paint with it. So once you get it something like that, it should come off pretty good. If you can see the blade underneath the sticker, you see. I think I'm virtually there, I think. There's a bit of sticker left on there, but we're not worried about that, as long as this bit's going to stay intact. That's all you got to worry about. And peel them old bits off there, as long as you don't go through the sticker. Just give it a bit of a clean up. Try not to go too crazy with it, because like I said, it's a very old piece of paper, this. And if you can get this old glue off of it, it is better, but if you can't, leave it on there, because you ain't gonna bloody see it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's gonna be unseen. And what you can't see, you ain't gonna moan about. You'll know it's there, but nobody else will. That sticker's alright, so he can be used again. See, because it's funny old paper, this. It's got the old chromy sort of, you know, colouring on it, and you can't reproduce that really yourself unless you use multiple pens, and it's never going to be the same as the actual original. And the actual paper, you know, I mean, you can buy orange paper, but it's never going to be the same as it. So if you can rescue the old sticker, by all means, try to do it. And all you got to do, once you've done that, if I put it on the bonnet and that, just stick it on there for now. If I get a bit of my double-sided tape, then we can, oh, even that's all coming apart, huh? Why do I always buy shit? That's all peeling off. I'm going to tear that off because I can't be asked, because it's only cheap shit stuff anyway. I'll probably have to use another bit to get some indoors. I'll use my 3Ms in a minute. But all you got to do is just stick it on there. I mean, this would be like an extra layer, I expect. I'll probably use some more after this. But just for the, you know, process of showing you guys, I'll just stick it on this double-sided tape for now. Tear that away, that's rubbish. This is a cheap double-sided tape here I've got. But I should probably put it on my 3M stuff in a minute, you know, or before I put it back on the car. But that's what you got to do. Stick it on a bit of that double-sided tape. You can use that one again then, and you got a new sticker. Better than buying the bloody things, because the reproductions ain't that brilliant anyway. If you can use the original stuff, all well and good. Do the same with the old Batman stickers on the doors. If you can get them off without breaking them, go very careful, then you're better off using the original ones than buying these fake new ones, because they're never the same. Anyway, I'm wandering off track here. This here, like I say, I'll tap this, so I'm going to stick the old screws back in there, and I'm going to strip this one and the old caustic. I mean, all we need for this one really is a flag aerial. I'm still waiting for that to come. I'm just hoping it's going to be here before I finish this video. God, my fingers like tits again. I can't get the screw in now. There he is. I'll leave these screws in there because I don't want to lose them. So I might as well leave them in there for the stripping, because they'll get painted white anyway when I spray that. I'm not worried about this bit so much. So that's ready for stripping. That's ready for stripping. The bottom piece is the most awkward. I'm going to have to flash that over with a bit of red and then paint all this back in again with white in the fine brush. It's the only way you can really do that piece. It's just mask up the rest of it once you've sprayed it white, because you know you can't mask all this up. It's just not on. It's not going to happen, you know. So your best way is just spray this piece white when you've stripped it, then mask around that circle, give that a flash of red, and then you're going to have to get a detailing brush, a very little tiny brush, and go in. Should be easy enough to blob it in there anyway, and fill out the white again inside. It's the only way that can be done. But that's about it, folks. Oh, I have got a passenger figure, Mr. Bond. I have got a spare one of them. So Aki's in there. What's wrong with these seats? They're very loose, these seats. I might have to glue them. Stop by falling out and put it back together. All needs cleaning anyway. Like I say, I've got the Bond figure, so we don't have to worry about trying to get another one like that. Another one of him. He goes in like that because he's shooting out the back window, or at the back of the car or whatever. Anyway, that's all going to be washed and what have you. It's all coming apart anyway. It's all pulled apart now. He's come out. That's all come apart anyway. So there you go. All that's got to be washed. Screen's pretty good. That'll do. Nice little polish. I might put a bit of emery paper over it just to. There's a few fine scratches in it. I might put the old emery paper on that and get the polish on that afterwards. But that's about it, really, folks. Just doing much else, you know, wrong with this one, really. The old firing thing's alright by the looks of it. It's all there. What you got to do with this is mask all this off, really, because you don't want paint getting in all these pieces. So your best bet is to mask all this off when you before you paint it, and then just paint that as far as it's painted there. I mean, you could do that by hand if you was really worried. You could just put a masking right around there and then just paint them side bits by hand. But as long as you catch all that, you could paint that by hand, really. As long as you get a nice finish on there, that's all. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Let's get on and strip all this. Okay, the foot-long hot dog jar is here. Let's put the old boiling water in. I don't know if you're watching, David, Mr. Hyde, David, but I know you're going to be using this stuff pretty soon. Get yourself a jar of hot dogs and use one of these. Get this all in there. I forgot to say, well, that's the last of that one. I did forget to say, folks, before dunking this, there was one more thing that had to come out of that car before we actually put it in the caustic soda, and they only pop out anyway, and it's these here, the old backlights, because this plastic in hot boiling water with caustic will just melt away and there won't be nothing left of them. So anyway, we'll let that stew for a while. As you can see, and I don't know if you can see down there in the bottom, over the camera a bit, you can see it's starting to come off already, like the paint. It's certainly coming off. So anyway, we'll let that go, and then we'll come back after I've given it all the polish up with the old wire brush, and then we'll start going on to the next part. Well, we'll be spraying it up really, won't it? What else could it be? Okay, as if by magic, it's all nice and clean. I've actually took the springs out of here. They come out pretty easy. I'll show you. As you see, look, when you put them back in, if I can get the camera to zoom nice and close to show you. Alright, come on, focus. There it is. As you can see, the little spring bit, it just fits into that piece there, on that piece. When you put them back, the spring goes in the hole there, and that piece goes over the top. So what you need is like something, unless you slightly bend it with your finger. No, you need something really to push that spring over the top. I might be able to do the end one. Yeah, I can do the end one, that. So you put them in like that, you see. Spring goes in the top part, and that just pushes up like that, and then that clips over into the little groove, and then you've got your spring inside, let's see. And that's what, you know, when you put your rocket in there, it catches on the old thing like that, and then, well, you know the rest. It just goes all over the place. You never find them again. But that's how they clip in. So I've took the out for now, while we're you can see as I'm taking it out, look. I've took the out for now so we can spray this bit. It'll be a lot easier. You won't get nothing on the old springs then, see. So it'll make it a lot easier for spraying this. But I'm still going to mask up. I'm going to put some, push some crap in here or something just to mask this up, because I don't want any paint in there, because I want to keep all that clean in there. So anyway, I'm babbling away. There's the old base plate. There it is. Let's get and spray it. Right, as you can see, it's a lovely day today, so I thought I'd go outside and spray these bits up. Here you can see I'm just doing the old boot, the boot latch, and all I'm using is ordinary white gloss paint, nothing special. Just having a look at that, see, make sure that's okay. Yeah, this is the paint. This is all it is. It's the old cheap paint shop paint, and I managed to pick some up the other day when I went down the town, and paint shop was open. So I thought, well, I'll flip in and pick up a few bits and pieces. Yeah, that's the old base plate. Let's give that a quick coat. Give that a quick spray over, and then we'll get on and do the old body, the casting itself. And I'll tell you what, I was quite surprised with this paint shop paint. It really sprayed nice. I think it's a different sort of make than what they had before, but it does really spray nice. So anyway, once we finish this bit, we'll get back inside and we'll do a bit more. Okay folks, what I've done, I've finished spraying the actual model, as you can see, with the white, and this badge is a very, you know, fiddly thing to do. Not a lot of restorers bother to even do this. I know Martin Dare, I think he did his, but it's such a fiddly job. You know, not a lot of actual restorers that sell on eBay bother to actually do all this, but I'm going to give it a go. I don't usually bother, but we're going to spray that over red and mask the rest of it off, and I'm going to try and paint in all these little bits. But like I say, usually when restoring these, most restorers don't even bother with this bit. Right guys, I've sprayed this over now, so all we've got to do is get the old little white bits inside there again. What a pain that's going to be, but we'll peel all this crap off a minute and see how our line is done. around the actual circle, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to show you me painting this in, because I'm going to have to put my binocular glasses on and get comfortable so as I can do it comfortably without ruining it. Because now we've done all this, I don't really want to take any chances and ruin it altogether just for the sake of filming it. You know what I'm going to do, and that should be good enough. I mean, I'll show you obviously show you the finished result, but I'll get all this stuff off here. God, bloody paper. Right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. Seems to have masked it off pretty good. Yeah, it's not too bad. So, well, there you go. All we've got to do now is bloody old tape markings on here. I'll have to rub that off. The old lacquer will cover that up anyway. Once I've done it all and lacquered it, that'll cover all that up. That's the trouble when you bloody use tape. It leaves marks. I know it shouldn't do, but it does. Okay, what anybody says, it always leaves a little mark. None of this tape comes off perfectly. But like I say, when they all get the old lacquer over it afterwards, that'll cover all that crap up. You just see it in the light. I don't know if you can see that there in the light, that right there. It always leaves marks. I mean, this was sprayed yesterday, so it shouldn't be anything there really. But anyway, I'll get that painted up. I'm not going to show you on camera because, like I said, I need a steady hand and I need to get comfortable to do this bit. And I won't bring it back once I've done it and let you see how it's come out, because I have got a very fine brush I can do that with. So I'll get on and do that, and if it ends up shit, I should just spray it right over white again. I won't bother about it. I don't know. Okay folks, I've done that. As best as I can do it. I'm not going to go fiddling around with it anymore, because I'm liable to cock it right up if I do. So I'm going to leave it like it is. Now all I'm going to do now is put the old decals, before I lacquer it, on the number plates, and I've printed off some of them. This is what I've done myself, homemade ones, and I'm going to cut a few of them off and put them on. So I shall cut these off a minute and we'll put them on. Right then, I've had these soaking, not for very long. You're going to see, because it wasn't very long ago that I actually sprayed these. So I'm hoping I've left them long enough really, because I only sprayed them today. And as you can see, they're coming off already. So if we stick them on there, it's not too bad. I want to put them on there before I actually lacquer this, because I want the lacquer to help to seal them in, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that looks alright. Let's make sure all the water's out of them. Looking pretty good. If I put the old zoom on them a bit. And there you go. That's not bad for homemade decals, is it? There's one of them. The other one goes on the back of the show. And he's actually come off in the water already. But that doesn't matter. I can still deal with that. Put them on nice and straight. Oh well, if you want to come off on my finger, put that down. Perhaps I can manoeuvre this a little bit. And there you go. It's not looking too bad at all. I'd rather make my own decals, because sometimes the ones you buy in these bloody repro places, they're not quite, you know, sharp enough, if you know what I mean. They look a bit shitty, like fuzzy, some of them. And what I do when I've got these on my actual computer, see, look at that, look how sharp that is. That's better than any bought one. And when I'm on my computer and making these, I zoom right into these here, and I really sharpen them up, if you know what I mean, on the old PC, so that when they do print, they're the best they can be. But if you look at that, that's good enough for me. Better than any stupid old bought ones. Wasting money buying them when you can do them yourself. What's the point? Right, so that's that done. So next job now, put the old zoom back. Next job now will be, I'll give it a coat of lacquer, and we'll come back, and I've cleaned a lot of the parts up already. We'll come back and put it back together again, and hopefully it'll work. Okay folks, right, before we go to the actual, putting the car together, I've stuck the sticker on the back again. I told you I used a bit of me 3M double-sided tape for that, because that other bit, it was coming off of that piece, so I stuck it on, but it was only temporary anyway. I've cut around it again and stuck that back on. So that's all sorted out. So we'll leave that aside for now, because we don't need that yet. Base plate has come out pretty nice. And right, this is for you, Mr. Dare Martin. And when I watched you putting yours together, you left Aki out. Well, I'll show you now the easy way of doing this. I'm not being funny. I'm just, trying to help, really. Put your gear stick in. Now this is a little bugger, this thing. It can be a little bugger. So, what you want to do, I've got the old 5-second fix here. I'm going to use this to put all this together. So I'll put the old gear stick in there, and I'll just squirt a little bit of this here. If I can get it to come out, because I ain't got a lot of this left. I'll get another one of these. Just there like that. It's only a little bit, just to tack it. And then shine the old torch on it. Because that one there, that gear stick can be a bugger, and he can fall out every time when you're trying to there, now he's in there now, look. He ain't going nowhere, but he can be a right little pig. Then you put your seats in, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same with these. I'm going to put a little bit on there. Actually, thinking about it, I ought to use a bit of super glue on that, because this stuff has got to have daylight to be able to set properly. So hang on, just give me a sec folks. Right, I've got my bit of wire. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of glue just on either side of there, like that. That's all you need, just a little dab. It's only to tack it, and then that you can hold that. That should tuck your seats in. There. Our seats are in. Right, we can put that down on there now. Now Aki, This is why you had so much trouble getting this one in, Mark, because you've got to get her legs in this gap here, and then when it's all put together with a dash in, you can't. So what you do is you put her legs in there like that, and she just sits in like that. Then you got this here, you could put a little bit on there as well, a bit of glue on the top of the dash, or on that pin really, little dibble like that, and then put your old dash in, and then that is that, and that's now secure. So there's our seating piece all ready to go in, with Aki sat in the driving seat. No trouble getting her in. So then what you do after that, obviously you can put it, you know, you can put your windscreen in there, you can tack that windscreen in with a little bit of glue there to stop it falling about, and then you just put that around there. I got the windscreen outside drying actually in the sun, because I've just dipped it. But that's how it goes, and you've got Aki in there with no problems. So anyway, let's get on and do the rest of it. I'll leave that one there for now. The rest of it can be, the suspension on that can be sorted out. Right, here's our suspension with me 2 bits of wire, because the front pieces were gone, as I said. Now for this, it's quite a simple task really. Get your wheels. I haven't chromed these wheels, I've just polished them up a bit. Put your wheels in there like that. And the actual tyres I've got on it, a mate of mine sent these tyres to me quite a while back. I'll zoom out slightly. And they're actually original old new stock Corgi tyres. So they are originally proper, you know, they are proper Corgi tyres. They're not Reproduction ones. Anyway, we put our little lever in there. Getting to go over the O. I think it goes under that axle actually. Yeah, it does. So we get that one in there like that. And then, if you want, you can put another dab of glue on this post here, and that'll help hold that down nice and tight. And we put our suspension in. It's a bugger to get on with all this one. I'm going to have to do this off camera because I can get more leverage off of it. Just give us a sec, folks. There you go. We've got our suspension in. Make sure that there little arm is, you know, away from this one, because that's what pushes it back. When you push it in, it releases the actual rocket, the boot thing, for the rocket thing to pop up. So you've got to make sure that is not underneath that. But 9 times out of 10 when you put it in, it usually clicks into place fairly good anyway. So, but anyway, that's how you do it. A bit of muck on there, get that out of the way, and there's our suspension done. So now that's sorted out, we can put it together. Right. First of all, we've got to I've got to take out that old aerial piece I had in there, because I've got the old one in there still. So we'll remove all this again. There's the old, oh well, that's gone. There it is. We've got a new aerial. He can go in. So that means we've got to put all that back in again now. I don't know. The old windscreen, pop in there. Pretty easy to put back together anyway. Famous last words. Right. Is that sorted out alright? I don't know. Screen in properly. Everything seems to be linked up alright. Yep, that's in. Now we've got to get our boot in, and this one is a bit shit there. It's been opening. Don't have to touch that in. That goes in like that. And then, oh, I nearly dropped the bloody thing then, idiot. And then we've got to put our bumper on. And he just drops over there. It's the wrong way up, as usual. What I do not normally do is put it back wrong. Yeah, that's it. And then we put our base plate on. Like that. Make sure everything's as it's meant to be. Make sure the boot's working. Seems to be alright. It would be better when I got the screws in, I should think. Right, where's my screws gone? There they are. I put the old screws in the back. I've got screws in on this one for the back. You know what I'm like with these things. Let's get them. Oh, here we go. Oh, balls. Get in there. Get in quick. That's it. Because I can fill these in at a later point and make them look like ordinary rivets, really, because they're button head type, so they can be made to look like ordinary rivets. And then get them on. Right, that's that. Finished. We don't need that again. Right, let's try this boot. Yeah, that's working all right. And then in the front, I said I was going to put ordinary rivets, so that's what I'm going to do. I've got my rivets sorted out, so we'll get our glue. Put a bit there, a bit around there so that'll stick. Alright, let's get one in a minute. Use the back of my glue tool. Let him go for a minute. Could have actually made them a bit shorter than posts. But I'll put a bit of glue and that should see to that. Put the other rivet in. Yeah, I don't think I've shortened them enough, but I think the glue will hold that anyway. I could always fattle around with it at a later point just to tidy that up slightly. But there you go, that's that put together. There's the old aerial piece that can go in the old bit bin. I might need that bit of plastic with something, you never know. Let's do that up, finish with that. And that's about it, really, I think. Let's try our rockets out. Put Mr. Bond in there. He just sits in there like that, because he's shooting the baddies behind. And then we'll flip our boot and put some, I've even got some missiles, and we'll put the missiles in and see if they work. Just push in till they stop. They seem to be going in alright anyway. Just push in like that. you'll feel them catch. And these missiles are not the, oh bloody hell, they lost that one then. Didn't quite catch, but at least we know it works. Where's he gone? On the floor. These are not the like I was going to say, the metal sort. You can buy metal castings of these. Oh, you don't want to go in. Oh, come on. Don't play around now. Might need a bit of oil in there to loosen up that thing a bit. And there you go. And there's our missiles. And then to fire these, I'm going to put my hand here because I don't want to lose them. You push the back wheels down. Oh, there's one gone. He's alright, he's on the floor. And then you fire them like that. You see? And that's how they fire. And that's how you do it. So I should stick all these back in again. Yeah, that end one seems a bit reluctant to go in there. He's in there now. Oh, perhaps I didn't push it in far enough, I don't know. No, that one don't want to go. I wonder if that's the missile that didn't want to go in the other one just now. It could be the missile actually, folks. Oh, he goes in that one. But anyway, you can see how it works. If I can get these bloody things in there. Oh, I don't want to go in. Well, anyway, that's how it works. And there you got the Toyota MR2, is it? Oh, I don't know what it is. No, Toyota 2000 GT. And that's the old Bond. So we'll see this one on the turntable now, and that'll be it. Well, here we go. This is what she looked like before we started. It's a bit, you know, tatty looking, scruffy. Thanks again to Robert Stevenson from Australia for sending this one in. Wouldn't have been able to make the video without you sending it in to us. Anyway, so what we did, we've took it apart, fixed the suspension, did their respray, put new lights in the front. I took the old ones out because they looked a bit scruffy. Fixed the boot working again, and well, this is what we ended up with. Back on the road, ready for another mission. So we'll have a look at in a box in a minute, because I have made a box for this one. But just like to say, if you like this video and you want to see more, then there's the box. Then please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you all again next week with another video. So until then, it's bye bye from me.